Whoops. Okay, I think this should work. Yeah. Okay, sound is back on. All right, cool. All right. Sorry about that. I don't know what that was about. Anyways. Okay, good. Perfect. We love to hear that. How are you guys doing? I missed you. Oh my god, it's been such a while since I've been on live. Also, if you guys hear noise in the background, my family is visiting me. So, yeah. I didn't mention it before. I don't think you guys could have heard me, but I had a client in here say that she was messaging in on the live from her new job that she got with coaching. And if she watches this back, I'm so proud of you. Hello, hello, hello. Sound is on. Okay, good. Hello. Okay. So I kind of wanted to come on live today because I have been seeing like a reoccurring theme happening with clients. Not just my clients, even other coaches who I know that coach, they kind of get the same thing also. And it's basically like a lot of people are scared to choose what they actually want. Hi, welcome. People are really scared to choose what they actually want, and it's so interesting because you could have all the knowledge about manifestation, and this is more so like people who are beginning, or maybe people who are, have known about manifestation for a while. You could have all this knowledge about how to manifest, and you can still be worried or scared that your manifestation like won't happen. Sorry, I'm getting a text. Don't mind that. But yeah, people are so worried all the time about their manifestations not happening. And this is the thing that I came on here to discuss, because I feel like that fear comes from not truly understanding manifestation. And hopefully by the end of this, maybe this will be the live that I recommend people to come to whenever those fears and doubts. And I don't know if I'm going to answer too many questions today, guys, because I really just like need you to understand what I'm saying today, okay? I might do questions, I might not, I don't know. I just really want to get this point across, because this honestly will probably answer any question that you may already have. So if you ever have any doubts or worries moving forward in the future, you can always just come back to this live, because I'm going to answer, majority of the questions that you already have by just giving you what the law is, right? So with manifesting, I found that when I came into manifesting, one of the very first things that I found were techniques, right? I feel like people who come into the law of assumption or manifestation, that's very common for anyone coming into this community to first find a method or a technique, which in the grand scheme of things, I guess there's nothing wrong with it. However, I have found with clients that who come to me who have only ever used techniques feel like they're stumped in their journey, because their technique can't solve a problem that, you know, isn't about the manifestation, but more so has to do about them. A lot of people do care about how they feel, and a lot of the times these techniques or methods are just putting band-aids over these bigger issues. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that like your method or your technique isn't enough to manifest what you want. I mean, it is, right? Because it doesn't matter. With manifestation, there are no rules. So you're probably thinking, okay, if there are no rules, why are you telling us this? Well, because you will have the knowledge to understand that nothing can ever really stump you. And I feel like you can only ever do this when you understand how the law is working, right? So when I came into learning about manifestation, I came into methods and techniques, and I always found myself constantly questioning, like, oh, but like, will this still work if I feel this way? but this is happening. Will my method still work? And a lot of this is very common. Like, I'm not saying this is bad or anything, but these are common things that happen, not with myself, but even things I see happening with clients, right? So right off the bat, I just want to say what the law of assumption is, right? The law of assumption is a natural phenomenon. It's like a natural occurring phenomenon. Like you can't stop it. You can't like turn it off. It's always working 24/7. So what does that mean? That means that no matter how you feel, what's happening on the outside, what's happening on the inside, this is an all like constant occurring phenomenon. Okay, I need you to understand this. It is a natural occurring phenomenon. It is a perfect phenomenon working 24/7, right? That means that it doesn't matter how your emotions may flare up, this is constantly occurring. Okay? So if you ever in the future feel like you feel too heavy or you feel like something's in a way and this is going to interrupt your manifestation, it's not. Like objectively, it's just not, because that's not how the law works. It doesn't care how you feel, right? And I'm sure like everyone here, we're all unique people, but in terms of the law, it doesn't care about us. It doesn't care about me. It doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about your manifestations. It doesn't care about like the large sum of money you want to manifest. It the thing is, you care about that, not the law. And because you have a story attached to what that money means to you, that's how it's playing out in your reality. Does that make sense? So because there are no rules, it basically looks to you to see how it forms in your reality. So you think, well, I've never actually experienced having this large amount of money. Maybe this money can only come from somewhere specific, or I need a source of income for this money to come through. That's your story, so that's what has to happen. That's why people can't manifest money like this, because you have a story attached to what money means in your reality. And so, what I want to say is you can start to dissipate all of this with your understanding of the law. Okay, so we understand that the law is a natural occurring phenomenon, right? It's working 24/7. We don't shut it off, we don't turn it off or on. It's just constantly working. We can fall asleep at like 6 p.m., wake up at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and because you're awake, then the law is working, right? The law is just working. Um, I was gonna make a point with that. Hello, hello, hello. But okay, going back to what I was saying. So yeah, the law is just always working. It's always on, and you can never turn it off. Um, it looks to you to see what story you have in place about whatever it is that you're manifesting, so that it can take form and shape in that direction. Because it's objective, it's neutral. There's no morality. There is no good or bad. It just is, right? So why would this natural occurring phenomenon care about your manifestation, right? It's kind of like gravity. Gravity doesn't care if you're a good or a bad person. It just kind of exists. And it's like, I don't know, imagine it's like raining outside and you start running in the rain and you slip and fall because you started running on tile. And then you start saying like, oh, like gravity is this horrible thing. Like, no, gravity is not this horrible thing. You just started running when the floor was wet. Do you get what I mean? You can't blame gravity for existing. You just made a wrong decision, right? We're all existing under the law. I'm just making better choices because of my understanding of how manifestation works. Manifestation doesn't care about, and I'm going to say this, but please don't get offended. Manifestation, or this natural phenomenon, doesn't necessarily care about your situation. It doesn't care how hard you take your situation. It doesn't care if you're struggling. It doesn't care. It doesn't care. Its main objective is to just exist and happen based off of the story that you are persisting in. So if these negative things tend to always happen to you and you validate its existence because of past memories, it's going to continuously keep happening, right? Okay, so now let's break down what's actually occurring. I will get people who come to me and they're like, I'm trying to manifest this thing, but I'm scared it won't happen because of XYZ that happened in the past. Okay, so what that really is, and I need to need to reiterate, you create everything. Everything in your existence, everything in your reality is it's you. So what's happening is, even the word assumptions, that's made up too, right? That's also made up. So the thing that's happening in your mind when you're referring to these things that have happened in the past are just memories. They're just memories, guys. They're just memories. And we know with manifesting, the only thing that ever exists is this now moment. So you only have this now moment. There is no past, there is no future. It's just this now moment, right? So what I need you to understand is you're no longer there. You're no longer in the breakup. You're no longer at your job firing you. You're no longer at whatever horrible thing you're remembering. Okay, it's not about forgetting that those things happen. It's about understanding that you only have the now moment. And if you consistently perpetuate that experience, even old experiences are new experiences when you repeat them in the now moment. Does that make sense? Because there's only now. So you understand, okay, I'm not there anymore. I have a new moment. Right now, it's a brand new moment, a brand new canvas, and I can choose to impose a new story right now. So it's not about forgetting what happened, it's about understanding I'm not going to let this past, like, thing that happened to me keep me from choosing a different story because I'm not there anymore. Because what virtue, there is no virtue in keeping this story alive, because one, you go through it again in your imagination and you just suffer in your imagination, and two, you're highly aware that you're the one recreating it in the now moment. So it's like you don't get anything for struggling. Like, I'm sorry to say, if you guys love to glorify struggle, it's not going to do you any good here with the law, because it doesn't care. It just simply doesn't care. And the reason why I feel like I can be so disconnected from my emotions when they're flaring up when I'm trying to manifest something is because I have this objective view of the law. A lot of people come into the law and you guys have like all these emotions attached to all these stories, and I'm not saying you can't feel your emotions. In fact, I often will tell people, feel your feelings, take some time away from whatever it is that you're manifesting, feel your feelings, get all those emotions out the way, right? Regulate yourself, do some box breathing, take a cold shower, eat something, delicious, right? Just so you can get all of that out of your body, because you realize objectively the law has never left you. When you're done doing all that and you're done making yourself feel better, the law has never left you. Remember, this is a perfectly occurring natural phenomenon. It's working 24/7 whether you like it or not. So you now have this new moment when you're calm, when you're open again to choosing a new story, to impose a new story, right? But now that you've calmed yourself down, you can look at it from a very objective point of view, which is something I always recommend. I don't ever tell people to not feel your feelings or to ignore or like push your feelings down, because that's not healthy. That's not going to help you. That's not going to help anyone, right? All you're going to do is continuously make more negative stories because you're sad. And because you're sad, it's almost like you feel validated in doing so because your emotions are present and they're flared up, right? Again, the law doesn't care about how you feel. I'm not saying that to be mean or disrespectful. And I'm not even saying that to be motivational or to make you feel good. I'm telling you this from a very objective point of view. The law does not care about you. You care about these stories, not the law. Okay? Perfect. Is everyone here with me? Can we put the number 1 in the chat if everyone is understanding me so far? Okay, good, perfect. Okay, now that we understand that the law doesn't care about us per se, it just cares about existing, we know now that anything we have to do to make ourselves feel better, we prioritize. Why? Because it doesn't feel good to start telling these stories when we're like in the frenzy, right? It doesn't feel good to me, and I know for sure it probably doesn't feel good for you. So what am I gonna do if I have like all these emotions flaring up? I'm gonna prioritize making myself feel better. And then after, I'll go back and I'll tell myself this is a natural phenomenon. It doesn't care about how I feel, it doesn't care about anything, but at least now I feel better. So now I understand that it's not that the situation is hard or difficult to change, it's that I just had a moment, it's okay, and now that moment is over. We have a new moment, we have a new blank canvas, and I can choose a different story right now. In this moment, whatever happened in the past, I don't know, SP was talking to a third party, it's not happening right now. Your best friend told you that they don't like your specific person, it's not happening right now. That was 2 days ago. That's not happening right now. Someone told you that you were going to get fired at your job, that's not happening right now. You're in this now moment, okay? Like, truly, the same way you don't have evidence of those things right now, they're just memories. You don't have evidence of those good things. So if I know this, why not just choose the good things? Right? You're not there. You're not there anymore. You have a blank canvas to choose a brand new story. So let's choose a story that's going to benefit us in the long run. Okay, so now we understand it's a new moment. Now I'm going to choose a story. Okay, SP is constantly thinking about me. They think of me nonstop. SP is obsessed with me. Whatever it is that you want to manifest, it doesn't matter. You impose this new story and you understand I have to come first in every regard, because the natural order of creation is my assumption and then the law has to prove me right. So we know naturally once we choose a new story, and I want you guys for a second to forget about instant manifestation, because once I really start telling you guys that what makes manifestation instantaneous is often just referred to the immediate decision you make, you guys will understand that it was never about the physicalness, right? This natural law doesn't have a reason to withhold anything from you. It's you, like, bringing back up past memories into the new now and making decisions based off of what happened in the past. And that's why you're, reiterating these stories that you don't want. So manifestation being instant just means the decision. Once you make a decision, you are already in the reality where you have what you want. What happens is, because a lot of you are impatient, or you feel bad, or you're hurt from your past experiences, you go, where is it? I can't see it. I have this thing I need by tomorrow. I need this money. And you guys are perpetuating, I don't have it. Or what you'll do is you'll say, I have my manifestation, but did it work? But what if at the end of the day I don't see my manifestation? Okay, what that tells me is you're planning ahead to not have it. If you're telling me right now that you think by the end of the day you won't have your desire, that means you're telling me right now that in this moment you don't have what you want, right? Because the only thing that exists is this now moment. So stop choosing to plan ahead. You're gonna completely stop that. You're gonna take in this very now moment and understand objectively the law has no reason to not make what I want happen. Its only purpose is to exist and give me what I want based off the stories I'm choosing. That's how it works. That's literally how it works. I choose a story immediately as I choose a story. It's true. That's what makes it true. For a second, don't involve your feelings. I understand how you feel. Okay, I get it. I'm a conscious creator too. I'm a human. I want things too. Okay, but for a second, don't include your emotions into this. Understand how this is working objectively. There is no reason why the law wouldn't give you what you want. And I'm not saying that again to make you feel better. I'm not saying that to motivate you. I'm saying this from a very objective point of view with the law. It's a law. It has no choice but to happen. What's happening is you feel hurt and you're perpetuating an old story because of those emotions. Like I said earlier, prioritize making yourself feel better so you can take a very objective stance with the law. Okay, perfect. So now we understand that the law is really not being mean to us. It's just doing what we're telling it to do. And unfortunately for a lot of us, we've been telling it to do the opposite of what we want because of past memories, but we're not there anymore. It's a new moment. We get to choose a new reality, right? So I understand, as a conscious creator, as a conscious manifester, my story, me choosing my story, is the success story. Because the natural order is I choose a story, I get proven right. I choose a story, I get proven right. So let me see. Okay, I turned it down. I'm sorry about that. Okay, so are we understanding how objective the law is? That the law isn't taking something away from us, it's not purposely making us experience things, it's just us choosing a story. Remember, at all times, we had to come first. We came first. Even like the law showing us like a negative story, why did it do that? Let's dissect that. Like honestly, let's talk about it. Why did it do that? It did that because we made an assumption first. Like I said, a lot of you are going based off of past memories. You made an assumption that this wasn't going to work out because in the past you failed to manifest. You're hurt about something in the past not working out for you. But again, that only happened because that's your assumption. You came first. The whole time, this whole time you've been manifesting, you came first in every regard. So the natural order of creation is you come first, you get proven right. You come first, you get proven right. You make a decision, you get proven right. And this is all we're doing. This is all we're doing when we're manifesting things. Like take away all the words and the tab about manifestation, all this other like methods and techniques. I'm not saying don't use your methods or techniques, but understand what you're doing, right? Even when like people get so offended about just deciding, understand that at the basis of all of this, manifestation is just a decision. I know some of you are probably really upset that I said that, but it's like, again, take your emotions out of this. Manifestation is just a decision. When you're choosing a story, you're choosing to make a decision. You're choosing, this is how SP is with me now. This is what it is. Okay, now let's go deeper into that. When you are using robotic affirming or any method or any technique, you're choosing a story. You're making a decision. You're saying that because I'm going to robotic affirm, I am then going to manifest. You just made a decision. Like at the base of it all, it's a decision. You're making a decision. People who like use placebos and methods and techniques get the success that they have because a coach probably told them that you're going to get success stories if you use a technique or a method. And again, it's not a bad thing, but understand that you're the one that made it work. I know some people will message me and email me saying, "Okay, like I get what you're saying. I understand what you're talking about, but can you give me like a concrete thing to do, like a regimen?" And if you still think this way, guys, I need you to understand you're still a little lost. Okay? You're still a little lost because it was never about the technique or the regimen. It's about understanding the stories you are choosing. The reason why you affirming 7 hours a day worked is because you decided that if you did enough, you were going to materialize your desires. Now, let's talk about that. The thing is, a lot of you are confused about how objective the law is. People want so badly for this to be a process because you feel like you want to do something to get something. And I understand where that comes from, but be objective. This natural phenomenon is not a being. It doesn't care about you. Again, I'm going to keep saying that. If that offends you or that hurts your feeling, I'm probably not the coach for you. But I'm trying to get you to understand that this is something that's been happening 24/7, whether you like it or not. And to remove your emotions out of this, you can consistently get the results you want. The law doesn't care about the methods or techniques or you like affirming 15 hours a day for your manifestation. You're equating your efforts to a result, to a made up reward system. There is no reward. You're not going to get a cookie. Stop performing. Stop performing for the law. It's not a being. Are we doing like what? Are we going to perform well in the I don't know, manifestation exams. Like, who are we performing for? No one. It's only us. It's only us here. All you're doing is deciding I have this, and then because of the natural order of creation, I have to be proven right. That's it. That's literally all we're doing. That's it. You don't have to put yourself through hours of affirmations if you don't want to. Notice how I said if you don't want to. Okay, if you still want to do it after this explanation, that's completely up to you. You can do whatever you want, and if it works for you, I'm happy for you. But I'm talking objectively. Objectively, the law doesn't require you to do all that. It works for you because you decided, you made a decision that if I do enough work, then I'm somehow a match for my manifestation. I'm going to be rewarded something because I did XYZ. Okay? There is no reward system. You don't get a reward. The law doesn't care about you. Again, it's a natural occurring phenomenon. You're doing this because it made you feel happy. Okay, now I kind of want to go into like, because I'm seeing a lot of what affirmation should I use or what tense should I like use when I'm affirming. So I want to say it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. When I say you guys are the creator of your reality, that means all aspects of it. So if you want to use past tense, future tense, present tense, it doesn't matter. The tense or the affirmation never mattered because it's whatever it implies to you. Does this make sense? No one is here like judging you based off of your affirmation. That's why I can affirm like Charlie Brown, and I can imply that me saying that means I'm gonna manifest $10,000, and it will have to happen. Why? Because there's no one here judging me. Why? Because the law is not a being. It's whatever it implies to me. So if you're stuck on what tense to use when you're affirming, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. And I'm not saying this because I don't want to answer your question. I'm saying this because you guys keep getting stuck on the most unimportant parts. You're getting stuck on like the things that don't matter. Use whatever feels comfortable for you, but understand you're not performing here. The law doesn't care. You're keeping yourself stuck on the silliest things. Yeah, like the law's not judging you about, based off the work that you're doing. It only cares about the story you're implying. So people who do the whisper method or people who fold a piece of paper under their pillow, it worked for them because they decided it was going to work. They thought, okay, if I do this, I'm going to get that. But it's not a reward system. No one here is giving you a cookie. The law is just existing. It's doing its job. The middle, the placebo or the, I don't know what you guys want to call it. I'm just going to say placebo. The placebo wasn't necessary. It was probably necessary for you at the moment because it made you feel comfortable enough to deserve your desire, but understand that you decided that. Even that you decided. You told yourself that if I do something, then I can get something. And again, I don't really blame people for thinking that because I mean, our society literally is built on effort and work and having to get something through struggle and hustle, which again, but if you're coming into manifestation, let me make this a lot easier for you and help you understand that it's no longer necessary. It's not necessary. You don't need to do all this work if you don't want to. The law doesn't care, it's not judging you. The law sees everything as neutral. You having your specific person and you not having your specific person is the same thing to the law. You being broke and you being rich is the same to the law. It doesn't care. Why do you think there are trust fund babies who literally wake up and their parents just hand them money? Or people who wake up and money just constantly flows to them without effort? Because the law doesn't care. It doesn't care if you think you having to work 60 hours a week is enough for you to deserve a paycheck. It doesn't care. There is no like morality system attached to the law. I can manifest anything I want because I understand objectively how the law works. I take my emotions out of it. I feel whatever I have to feel. I make myself feel better, but I understand and eventually come back to understanding the law doesn't care about me. I'm not special. I'm not unique. It's working objectively. I don't have a different manifestation ability than you. We're all operating under this one law. I'm just choosing, like I said, better stories. And I feel like when you come at the law from a very objective viewpoint, it's very grounding. I can't tell you how many times like my ego mind tries to come in and tries to make me worried about, oh, I don't know if this is gonna happen. But I'm like, wait, that's so dumb to think because objectively, the law doesn't have a say in that. The law is not saying I can't have this. Why? Because I care about it a little bit. Just because you care about something, again, the law doesn't care. If you care about something, it doesn't care. Just because you care about it a little bit, you think you can't have what you want. Why not? Why was manifestation only ever meant to be used for random cups of coffee, a random like pink elephant, a random like thing you don't care about? No, it doesn't care. You care, and then you're making a story about it. So let's change our stories. Let's change our stories because the law is this natural, objective phenomenon. It's not a being. So sometimes I like coach people on this and tell them this, and they're like, wow, I'm so happy. I don't have to affirm hours on end if I don't want to. And I'm like, yeah, you never did. You just thought you did because you wanted a reward for your hard work. But again, the law rewards everyone the same, rewards everyone the same, whether you work hard for it or not. So now, if after this, you want to affirm all day, every day, even though you understand this knowledge, you can. I'm not mad at you or anything. I mean, I really don't care. Um, but understand that it can be a lot simpler. It can be a lot easy. And if you still have trouble with it, you guys know where to find me. I have coaching still. Coaching is still available. But again, I try to make this super, super simple. It's not like I'm telling you something different in my coaching sessions. All I'm doing is taking your specific situation and telling you how I would handle it from a very objective standpoint. You want to get your SP back and you guys haven't spoken in like 2 months. I'm going to tell you that if you need to feel better, make yourself feel better. If you need to go cry and do all that stuff to make yourself feel better, come back, understand the law from a very objective point of view. We understand that it's not about forgetting that the breakup happened, but we're not there anymore. That was 2 months ago. It's a brand new moment right now. So now we have an opportunity to impose a new story. SP and I are together. He only likes me. I'm the only person he wants to be with. I'm the only person she wants to be with. She wants to marry. Whatever. It's a brand new moment. We're not there anymore. That's not happening anymore. Okay? And understand that you choosing to consistently perpetuate that story is you choosing to suffer because that's not happening anymore. Okay, I'm talking to you this way because I don't want you to continue to tell you whether or not you can manifest something. I've taken my emotions out of manifesting like long time ago, which is why I can materialize things really fast because I don't let it hinder me in any way. So after you choose, your SP is yours now. You understand, okay, the story that I've chosen is the success story. My assumption is the success story. And I'm going to understand through natural order of creation, I come first, then I have to be proven right. That's it. I have to be proven right. I have to be proven right. So to me, when I make an assumption, I'm not out here like looking at my phone all day or looking at their stories. It like to me, it doesn't matter. I don't care anymore because the law has to happen. It works 24/7 whether I like it or not. I just have to get out of my way so that it can work. You either have it or you don't. That's it. You either have it or you don't. There is no in between. There is no in between. But this was a very quick explanation, quick live I wanted to keep on here for you guys. Please come back to this anytime you feel like you're nervous about creation. I know some people like are nervous to go out and experience their new stories because they think it's too big or too small, but like, compartmentalize. The law doesn't care. You care. It it doesn't matter what story you want to manifest. The law will have to prove you right. So now that you know this, go out and get the exact car you want, get the specific person you want, get the specific apartment that you want to get. Like, do you get me? Like, the law is objectively happening. It doesn't care about the value of whatever it is that you want, because in fact, there is someone out there who has the thing that you want, and to them it's like nothing. It's like everyday thing. It's like, even like the specific person that you may be wanting, they probably have an ex that hates him, and so having him is not even a good thing to her, right? Neutralize the value of your desires. Neutralize it so you can continue to choose it effortlessly. But yes, I hope you guys understood what I was talking about, and replay this if you ever have any concerns or you're confused about anything. If you still want coaching, I'm still available, conjuredrealm.com. I'm always here. Even if I don't post as frequently, I'm still here coaching you guys. And I have open slots available if you guys want to coach. But yeah, I'm happy to have had this talk with you. But yeah, guys, I am gonna go. I hope you guys have an amazing day and happy manifesting, and look at the law from a very objective standpoint. Okay? All right, I love you all. Happy manifesting.